Welcome to Montessori Education. I'm Jesse McCarthy, and this is Montessori School. Why is my child washing dishes all day? Now that's kind of a strange question, but it's one I've gotten many times over the years working in Montessori schools and giving talks about Montessori. So why, in addition to doing real, meaningful academics in Montessori, do children also wash dishes and do so many other things that, in a normal preschool, a teacher would do for them? Or maybe a cleaner would do, like sweeping the floors or washing tables or even prepping snacks. Now, before I hop into the answer to that, I want to share a wild story related to these seemingly menial tasks. It's about a dad, a relatively rich and famous dad actually. He's a popular TV personality who flips houses, though the story I'm going to share with you is about a time when he was kind of flipping in a different way. As you'll see, he was getting a bit fired up. It seems his preschool-age daughter was expelled from her Montessori school because her dad here was talking trash about the school, and publicly and loudly. So what I'm going to do is play a quick audio clip of him talking such trash. The context is that he had recently attended a parent at night at the school. Here we go.
There was the last 15 minutes of the event was a video, which I thought, oh, great, we're going to be able to see what the kids have been doing and learning. It was no shit. It was 15 minutes of the kids doing dishes. And I just thought to myself,
Why were they doing dishes?
I don't know. It's like part of you clear your plate.
Like playing
and you
house? Kind
clear
of
your plate and you do your dishes and you put stuff away. So,
They didn't show Nanny doing dishes?
which was weird to me. That was odd. Like the kids were doing the dishes on their own.
What?
Oh, my God.
Right.
What does this world come to?
What is it, we in China?
Jesus.
So I thought, on one hand, Monroe is never going to do dishes.
Yeah.
But number two, look, if she did do dishes, I could just teach her that at home for free.
So there's some inappropriate stuff there, and this guy sounds just a bit elitist, but I like to try and see others' perspectives, even those that might rile me up. I mean, I myself wasn't always drinking the Montessori Kool-Aid, and I actually think there's a sliver of truth in what this dad is saying, or at least there's an understandable question in there. Why is my child washing dishes all day? Or more broadly, why are any children doing dishes in Montessori? Or doing any other seemingly lowly tasks? Tasks that maybe kids shouldn't be doing? Or that are really to be done for them by us adults, like maybe by Nanny? To get closer to the answer, I thought to share a real-life example. It's a video of children doing such grown-up tasks, or what in Montessori lingo we'd call practical life activities. And given that during that house flipper audio, there was a woman who made a little offhand comment about China, I thought it'd be fitting to have the video come from a Montessori school in China. Hong Kong to be specific. The boys and girls you'll see in this clip, ages around 3 to 6, attend Infinity Children's School, and they'll be using their practical life skills, this is mainly in food prep here, to serve a full meal to their parents. As you watch, ask yourself, could a child in a traditional daycare or preschool do any of this? So there's a lot going on there. We've got kids cutting fruit, peeling potatoes, setting the table. I mean, they cooked everything. Now, beyond what some may see as potential dangers involved there, which is a whole other conversation for another day, aren't these things supposed to be done for children by a teacher or at home by mom and dad or nanny? In Montessori, we don't think so. Again, such tasks or practical life activities are not only for us adults, they are for children too. And that's because we recognize that young boys and girls naturally want to be like us, to do the real life things that we do, like prepping meals, sweeping the floor, washing a table, doing the dishes. They don't really want those fake kitchens or, fancy fake everything else. They want the real thing. So in Montessori, instead of having a bunch of shiny plastic toys for children and doing everything for them as if they were, little incapable beings, we help them to do adult tasks for real. But of course, this real work, it takes real work. As any parent knows, the first time a child attempts something new, it can get messy, like learning to eat with real utensils. But with time and practice, and with their developing inner patience, children become, as Maria Montessori put it, masters of their own homes. That is, eventually they are able to do things for themselves. And this is unlike children who never reach that stage or who are incapable of self-care. And as a sad result, remain needy dependents of their parents and often later of society. Now, I do want to note here that this practical life work in Montessori school, it isn't about pushing tedious chores to toughen kids up, get them ready for the real world. I mean, it definitely does that. It gets them prepared for life. But when presented right, you don't have to force children to do these tasks. They actually love the work, the doing, that kind of zen with the process, something us adults could learn from. And again, all this is about helping children be able to take care of themselves, which of course is a huge part of independence. And this independence building in Montessori, it only gets more advanced as the children get older. Not only are they doing more abstract academic work, which is another topic for another day, but by elementary, they are also doing more abstract practical life activities, like learning what it takes to grow their own food or to care for their own animals. And by junior high, at some schools, they even create and execute a business plan to sell what they've grown or made. You see, the thing is, if you can take care of the dishes by age 4 and a small business by 14, then you can take care of your life at 18. But what happens when a child is never given opportunities like these to gradually develop herself into such a capable human being? Well, the answer is simple and sad. No more independence. Maria Montessori elaborated on this decades ago in her work, The Discovery of the Child. She said, quote, "Since such a one does not have to labor but simply to ask for what he needs, his mind becomes weak and atrophied. It is in this way that we infect children's souls with the vice of sloth." End of quote. So those are some strong words right there. And she goes further, talking about what might happen to such pampered children when they become young adults, having always had things done for them. Quote, "If one day, through a flash of consciousness, one who has been constantly served would want to regain his own independence, he would perhaps find that he did not have the strength to do it. And this is something that wealthy parents should bear in mind." End of quote. Now, if you doubt these words, if you think, that's ridiculous, those kids with money have it made, I have a quick clip for you. It's from a television show called Rich Girls, which followed around a millionaire celebrity's daughter who had recently graduated high school. Here, she happened to be home alone and found herself breaking down, unable to do basic things around the mansion. Now, some people might find what I'm about to show you funny. I don't. You, of course, can judge for yourself.
It's a fine day, people open windows, they leave their houses just for a short while.
When you kind of have just nothingness and not even anything to be upset about, but you just are. Dad, I'm really confused. And Dad, I just feel really lonely. And Dad, what am I gonna do with my life? I'm don't want you to be supporting me for the rest of my life, and I want to get my own place. I just feel so lost, you know? There's no food in the house. I mean, like, parents are supposed to make their children's life easy all the time, you know? It's just, like, I'm not gonna, like, have you, like, there, you know, in a jiffy my whole life. You know, I had to deal with stuff like this, you know?
Later that day, this young woman had another breakdown when she was unable to make lunch for herself. Now, this is tragic, especially when we think of the contrast of a Montessori preschooler making a full course meal for his parents. You see, those practical life skills in Montessori school that I've been talking about, they're not merely so kids learn how to make food at a young age or to clean some leftovers off their plates at school. It's about something deeper. The more we are able to take care of ourselves, to be independent, the better we actually feel about ourselves. You know, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-worth. Washing dishes matters, no matter how menial or small it may seem. It matters for the joy and pride that a child feels in accomplishing such tasks. It matters for the independent young man or woman whom such a child will become. And ultimately, it matters for us all. As Maria Montessori once said, within the child lies the fate of the future. Now, I'm not saying, washing dishes at a young age is everything. It isn't. And I'm also not saying practical life in Montessori will solve all the world's problems. It won't, but it sure will help. And at the least, it will aid little boys and girls to develop themselves into more confident young men and women, able to accomplish things on their own without an around-the-clock nanny. And that is Montessori school. Why is my child washing dishes all day? I'm Jesse McCarthy, and you can find out more at montessorieducation.com.